Oh man, what a direct. I'm a
Wow.
little surprised at some of it. I will say that.
Yeah.
Some of it kind of
Surprise.
caught me off guard there.
Surprise is a good way to put it. Wow, what a show.
Yeah, yeah. So well, let's I guess let's get into it here. Shoo.
Do you want to start with what we didn't see? Because everybody was just linking us on Twitter that the extra 5 minutes of the Japanese direct was Phantasy Star Online 2, which
Yes.
we're not getting.
It's very odd that that was their decision to not bring it here. I don't know why Sega won't bring that game over. It's weird.
Yes, it's so bizarre. Like Phantasy Star Online 1, 2, 3, Universe, those were all extremely popular here. So it's weird that they're just so adamant on purposefully leaving us out. They even did a beta here and did no follow-up.
Yeah, but like that game would sell on the Switch here, and it's like we all thought they forgot about that game, and here it is. They've been working on it for the Switch, probably for the past 2 years, maybe. I mean, it takes a while to get that all done.
Yeah.
Ported, things set up to work on the handheld mode and obviously TV mode. It doesn't just happen overnight. Mm-hmm. So it looks like they have been working on it, and they know people want it because they're bringing it, but not West. Like that'd be a great way to debut that game in the West, is putting it on the Switch.
It'd be a great way to do that. And I also think it would really, I feel like Nintendo's still having a little bit of trouble trying to show off the online capabilities of a handheld. And I think this would be such a great way to do it, of being like, hey, check it out. We have this giant ass MMO with laser beams and cutscenes.
Yeah, man, that would have been so awesome. And it's free to play too. So like everyone just downloads it and we all play, and then of course they have their their standard. You can put money in for this, that, and the other, and that's fine because it's free to play. It's not like they're charging us $60, but that game needs to be localized, Sega. You need to stop messing with me.
When it comes out, I'll probably do a video where I just play it for a week, free to play on the Switch in Japanese, and then just do a video being like, is it even possible to play this in Japanese and have any fun?
Oh man, yeah. So so we didn't see that. There was absolutely no Smash Brothers there, which. Everyone wanted to see Smash Brothers. There's no Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened there. It seemed like somehow, I guess that's the thing. It's going to keep happening until it finally shows up, right? And until that happens, everyone's just going to say, "Is this the direct we finally get Smash?" I don't think we'll see it till E3. I think that's an E3 announcement. They don't want it to get in the way for what they have right now. Mm-hmm. And is that if Smash was around near where Mario Odyssey is, that will pull sales from Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, and I think they need. They're putting so many eggs in the Mario Odyssey basket. They want this to be the new Mario 64. So I think they're really trying to clear the road as much as possible.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, yeah, we saw Skyrim. That's not out obviously until the following month. I'm sorry, I'm still also keeping an eye out for Octopath.
Yeah, which is so great. There was a lot of, I think that was probably one of the biggest shockers. You and I thought that they might do 1 or 2 games that are like available now, but we had like 5 things available now if you count all the demos and stuff. So a lot of big updates rolling out, a lot of demos going live, and a couple eShop games.
Octopath is up. Sorry, it's up. If you go to recent, it's right there.
All right, so. Yes, so much good stuff. The Octopath Traveler in general was just, that whole demo was so freaking cool. Just finally getting to see how the combat works and what the name actually means.
Yeah, because there's 8 different heroes to pick from, it looked like. And you kind of go through the different things. Yes, I'm downloading it now. I'll let that kind of do its thing. And I'll probably play that tonight.
Okay.
But okay, so we had Doom. Doom got announced. Shocking there, I must say.
Extremely.
Did not expect that at all. I don't think anybody expected Doom. All right, so I covered it on Newswave. Of course, you saw Pete Hines talk about a game that they couldn't announce, right? They still had something to bring up. And then he realized what he said. He was like, I was just kidding.
Yeah, and then he doubled back on it, because then like the next day he goes, I was joking about the tweet, not about having something else. It's like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, so it was a mess. Now we know Wolfenstein 2 and Doom. Doom appears to be this year from what I saw when it came up.
Yeah.
Doom's coming soon. Now, Doom isn't a small game either. That's actually kind of a large game. I remember downloading it. It was pretty big.
Same. Yeah. Well, especially when they came out with all those patches and stuff.
Yes. I feel like a lot of these games had to wait for Nintendo to figure out a way for them to make it to the Switch. correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like once they partnered with Western Digital and the SD card became a thing that really developers could use as a requirement for their game, all of a sudden these third-party games pop up out of nowhere, right?
It specifically seems like it's third-party PC games. It seems like games that are already completed on Steam and are used to working with this bigger install base, all of a sudden, or bigger like install system. It seemed like there's some sort of connection there of like, oh, okay, we're allowed to install stuff on our own cards. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that was a very big announcement out of nowhere. It looked like the frame rate was good. Dreamcast guy, you said you realized that it looked a little like it was downsampled a little bit. Or...
Yeah, I think the graphics do look a lot muddier. It looked a lot lower resolution, but that's what you got to expect. I mean, they really high-ended the heck out of that thing on PS4 and Xbox.
Like it was running at a clean frame rate. It looked like it was.
Yes.
It looked like it was touching 60.
Yeah, well, and the most important thing to me is making sure your world isn't empty. I've gotten to play Doom VR now and Skyrim VR, and both those problems is that, like, they tried to make the world more streamlined. Because of it, it's, like, really, really empty. And whereas the maps still are definitely full. A lot of big demons everywhere. That's awesome.
But, dude, if that thing's touching 60 on a handheld, that's insanity.
I'm going to be curious how much of if we're still going to get all the team deathmatch and stuff. Because I actually played, I'm the one person who's just absolutely in love with Doom multiplayer, played so many hours of it.
They revamped it recently, didn't they?
I mean, they did. They keep adding stuff and they keep tweaking stuff and adding in and subtracting. But I'm curious if we're actually going to get that on Switch because it's pretty brutal. I mean, turning into a giant demon and ripping people's arms and legs off, I don't imagine that being Super Nintendo brand.
Yeah, but I mean, LA Noire is probably one of the worst games to have out there, where some of the cases you do cover goes into some serious stuff.
Yeah, some of that stuff like, oh my God, she was gutted while she was trying to call her mom. Like, Jesus, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, so it gets serious, but so Doom is going to be there. Shocking. Yeah, I mean, when we saw it pop up, we were like, what? I saw Bethesda and I was like, wait a minute. And then it came up as like Doom. And then it hits us with a game that is a heavy third-party cornerstone for the other systems, Wolfenstein 2, a game that's not even out yet.
Yeah.
Like, we're so used to some of these Switch games being, games that have been out, like Doom has been out for a while. Wolfenstein 2, not even out yet. And here it is showing up on the Switch next year, 2018. But still, it's announced before it comes on the other systems, and it's going to the Switch. We don't know how it's going to look, how it's going to run, but it's showing up on Nintendo system. A game that the Wii U would have no way would that have gotten that kind of game.
I mean, killing freaking Nazis, machine gunning down thousands of Nazis on the Nintendo Switch. Like, I never would have thought of that. Like, because I don't know if y'all remember this, but they really heavily censored the heck out of Wolfenstein back in the day on the Super Nintendo. They made them take out all the Nazi. They made them take out all the fake voices. They made them replace all the dogs with rats. They took out all the Nazi flags. So it's weird that, like, I'm really impressed that they're actually putting such a hardcore game on here.
Yeah, it's very impressive, the whole thing. I really want to see how it actually runs. But the fact that a game that is a AAA game like that, again, probably a game that's going to take up some space. I have a feeling they're waiting for the SD card to be a requirement, something they can lean on, because they didn't want to have to fit it on a cartridge completely, But a game like that showing up on the Switch, to me, says in 2 years, how many third-party games are going to be there? Because if these sell well, I mean, if Wolfenstein can go there, any game can go on there. From what I'm looking at, because Wolfenstein seems to be a game that's tough to run.
Yeah. I think what does help it is the fact that it's very corridor-based. It is one of those games you can kind of cheese it a little bit of, like, since the environments are small, but man, even the possibilities, I feel like it's going to be a great litmus test. It's going to be a great, like, example of how strong the Switch really can be if you take the time to learn it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Now, the third parties are showing up, right? Now it comes down to the fans, and are they going to buy these games? Because it seems like some of these developers are taking a chance on the Switch right now, right? And it seems like it's definitely up to the fans who want the third party. Will they buy it, and will the sales actually reflect the risk that they're taking and the words that the fans are saying, where they're like, we want third parties, bring them over. And now it's kind of up to them to buy it, right? I mean, if Doom doesn't sell on the Switch, then Bethesda's going to be like, well, we told you guys, it was going to happen. So now I'm curious to see what these numbers are, whether it is Media Creates or NPDs or even Bethesda telling us that they sell, So there's a few things that I think that they need to look forward to doing. This whole demo thing that we're starting to see. I love it. Like, we need to see more demos on the Switch pop up. The Octopath Traveler popping up as a demo that seems to be more of a beta because they asked for our feedback. Great idea. You know, awesome idea. Give us something for Doom. Give us something for Wolfenstein. Stuff like that we can do. That's my feeling there.
Well, it also seems smart. It seems like Nintendo is starting to understand the value of YouTubers and how much YouTubers are helping them sell stuff in the West. And so it feels like the demos specifically are relying on that. They know that, okay, if we put a demo out there, there is going to be realistically thousands of videos. Each one of these is basically a passionate, in-depth, free commercial for our product. So why not make them?
Absolutely. Yeah, some other people are pointing some stuff out. There were some things missing that I was positive were going to be there. I was positive Zelda DLC was going to be there.
Yeah.
Because that's supposed to be the story-based one.
I would have bet money that Stardew Valley was going to be there, and it was a no-show.
Yeah, Stardew Valley, what is going on? Like, that is a game that they really need to lean on, and apparently it's done, and it's been sent to Nintendo for to do the final word. I figured that would have been done in a heartbeat, and we would be ready to go here.
It also could be one of those things where making a trailer and stuff is very difficult. That's something a lot of people don't understand. Is like when you're going to show up to a show like this, you have a separate team that cuts together trailers, records the gameplay, and they may just be rushing so much to get it done in time for Christmas that they don't have time for that.
No, I understand. Yeah, no, that's definitely possible that they're just not ready yet. But Stardew Valley is going to be coming out any time now. Any time. So it's happening, but like. Someone said no Steep. Yeah, we don't know if Steep's actually going to come out. I'm just going to say that now because nothing about that has been said. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Also, can we just jump over to the 3DS for 1 second? Minecraft on the 3DS. What was that?
Very strange. And it reminds me so much of, there were quotes years ago from Notch when they were actually talking to Nintendo about possible development. And he was saying that they thought that it would make most sense on the 3DS, but also be the most difficult on the 3DS, just because it's a strong system, but it runs a certain way. And so it's crazy to actually see it up and running and playable.
Yeah, so we but they did stress new 3DS that has twice the amount of RAM, I believe, as the regular 3DS. That might be why maybe they need that extra bit of RAM to help with Minecraft.
Well, and looking around, I'm sure that is a game that very much needs your X and Y axis controls.
Yes, yeah, that's right, for the nub, the right nub.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see that. I did not expect that. That was a big announcement that I think people are gonna they're not gonna realize how much money that will actually make on the 60+ million 3DSs that are out there. I mean, I guess technically it's what, like how many new 3DS XLs are out there? Maybe 15 million or so. Yeah. That's a big deal. That's a large install base that Minecraft will just be scooped up on.
Yeah, I feel like it feels like Nintendo is very much trying to remind us that we all have a 3DS and there's stuff coming to it. It was crazy that they spent the whole first 10 minutes just trailer after trailer after trailer, surprise after surprise, exclusively for the 3DS.
They got through it quick though, didn't they? Like they showed us a lot of cool stuff. I really like that Mario and Luigi. That looks good. The Superstar Saga.
Superstar, because that's one I never beat. I actually own the Game Boy Advance version. I just never played it.
Yeah, go back. It is good. It's really good. Like if you end up picking one up, whether it's from Nintendo or you just are out, and you're like, oh, cool. I'll pick this up. It's worth a buy. It's actually a good game. So I don't know. I'm a little shocked at that. Xenoblade is going to basically be in November, right? I mean, it's December 1st. Like, it's right there. That's earlier than I think either of us were expecting. I understand they want to get there before the holiday rush to give people enough time to understand it's there and to, build up people who are maybe saving up for anything at the time. But no, December 1st, man. And it gets that really nice looking collector's edition.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm probably going to pre-order that. Even if I end up getting an early review copy, I kind of want that giant collector's edition. It's just, that's a game that's really important to me personally. And I think it'd be great to have that like on my shelves.
Yes, it looks so good, and they had the Pro controller that looks really nice. I liked how that looks. Has a nice little Xeno cross on it. Where the left stick is. Man, what a good direct. Nintendo did good. I mean, how much stuff I thought they were gonna maybe spend too much time on any given thing with 45 minutes, but they were just hitting hard and fast there for a minute. Like stuff was flying everywhere.
I mean, they really just, it seemed like it was every project they just hadn't had time to talk about previously of like, look, guys, we've been extremely busy. This is why we're not talking. It's this. Like, man, I feel like the one thing, it's hard to say, but I feel like the Octopath Traveler stuff is probably what really blew my mind the most. Something about, just because I didn't know what to expect and going in blind, it really impressed me.
Yeah, I'm ready for man, Octopath looks so good. I mean, we saw flashes of that game at E3 and stuff and before, right? Where they were like, here's a quick little teaser of it. And it just shows them walking through a part. We're like, that looks awesome. And then we see the battle system and we see all this cool, man, the lighting mixed with like the old school visuals and it looks so good.
The boost fighting system, that's so cool of like, the longer you choose to fight an enemy, the stronger you get, and you can start doing combination attacks to open up weaknesses. It's going to make it where like beating a boss is as hard as you need it to be, type of thing. Of like, if you want to level up and cream them, you can. If you want to fight smart, you can.
Guys, I know Octopath is up. I have it right here.
Yes, we both have it installed.
I will be playing it after this is done, so don't worry.
Oh my gosh, I might have to make a video on this. I cannot believe that I have freaking Octopath on a system right now.
I'm gonna do probably just a gameplay video of it to show people what it is. That's probably what I'll do. But yeah, so overall, I would say it was a good direct. I don't know how we didn't see anything about how is Rocket League not get a release date yet?
Yeah.
Shocked. Honestly, I'm shocked about that. Right up there with Stardew Valley. Rocket League is a great game to have on the Switch, and they still don't know when it's coming out. Like, trust me, because if they're not giving us a release date, they don't know when it's coming out. They can't, something can't be verified in the background. We don't know what it is, but something is not quite there yet.
I wonder if it is like a server thing. They're trying to iron out some sort of last cross-server detail or something, and they're just not allowed to say a release date until they figured it out. So, because we do know that they've been talking about trying to do cross PC and cross Xbox and all that type of stuff as much as possible.
Yep. Yeah, there was a cross-play thing there. That's what I'm thinking as well. I think there's something to do with cross-play. But man, that's such a downer. I was really hoping they'd be like, hey, it's available, September, I don't know, 27th or October 8th or, somewhere in there. And we'd have time to download it, play it before all the big stuff happens. No Payday 2 release date, no Monopoly release date. I know people are like, oh, Monopoly. The idea of Monopoly is really cool because you use the Switch as the board. The Switch is an entire social system, and that seems to work great with that. There's a lot of stuff that we didn't get release dates on that I'm a little shocked of. I was almost positive that we saw the remnants of the virtual console there for a minute.
Yep, that definitely seemed like the earliest hints of it, of like, maybe it is just going to be that. Maybe instead of getting a full virtual console, we just get a bunch of cartridge collections of like, this is
like a cartridge collection, yeah.
The arcade collection. This will be like the SNES collection. Like, because, what was the NES remix? Maybe we start getting a bunch of collections like that.
I mean, that just looked like a compilation cart. Like, you buy the cart and you have all these games on the cartridge, and that's it. Would that be bad, though? Probably not. I think some people would prefer that to an extent.
Yes. Well, if there's one thing their recent experimentation has proved, it's that people are still obsessed with physical media. And if you can buy a game, even if you're rebuying a game, it means more if it has a box. So if they came out with a thing where it was like the Final Fantasy Switch collection, and it was literally just 4, 5, and 6 from the Super Nintendo, but on my Switch, and it came in a case with like the Yoshitaka Amano art, I'd pay $60 for that.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot there. So, what was I guess before we finish up here, what was your big takeaway from the Nintendo Direct?
They're trying to expand and prove how powerful the device is. It really seemed like when they were unveiling all the giant worlds and all the different art styles, specifically in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it seemed like Nintendo themselves were trying to poke us and be like, huh? Like, this is what you're going to be getting more of. If you're not already on the Switch hype train, this is your stop.
Yes, I actually have to agree with you. I was going to say it seems like Nintendo wants to show developers as well that it's not a super weak system. The fact that Wolfenstein 2 is going to it, when they were talking at one point about how the PS4 was giving them issues in development at times because it was just such a graphically like intensive game, and then we hear about it going to the Switch. No gameplay. We did see Doom gameplay, but nothing with Wolfenstein 2. Now keep in mind, Doom is also, from what I can tell, going to be the first game going to the Switch that is going to use Vulkan, which is something that Doom uses so well. Like, it can run on kind of slower computers because of Vulkan. If you have a card that works with it, you're good. It'll run well. So I have a feeling it's going to tap that, and maybe other games come over that can use that API may use that and get games that you wouldn't think to be portably. I mean, Doom is going to be something you can play while sitting on your couch. Like everyone needs to stop and think about that for a second. That is insane to think about that. Xenoblade 2 is going to be a game you can sit on your couch and play.
That's definitely, so what I want to do with it, because I'm so obsessed with RPGs, I actually love over-leveling and finding all the little hidden clues and over-exploring environments. I love the idea that I'm going to have it in handheld mode, just like sitting in my living room and like leveling up and doing side quests. And then when it's time for big story moments, I'll dock it so I can actually see all the giant, gorgeous cutscenes in their full detail.
You know, I really hope, this is something I hope they do with that game, is that they have a theater mode where you can go back and watch the cutscenes. So if you do catch it when it's portable, you can go back and just watch it on the big screen if you want. That'd be so neat. But interesting Direct. Way more interesting than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to see stuff like you were saying, Max, that was more like now, right now kind of stuff. We saw some 2018 stuff.
I expected to see 95% already announced stuff, just more of it. I was not expecting front-loading tons of 3DS content, just a lot of bam, bam, bam surprises.
I'm happy. I got some third-party support I would like to see there. I did get my right now announcement. Like, you can get it now with Octopath. Overall, I'm satisfied with the Direct. I know a lot of people are frustrated because there's no Smash, but no one said there was going to be Smash. So, like the most, I think if you want to be disappointed about anything, be disappointed that Platinum Games has still not shown up for the Switch for a Direct right now. They should have been here for this Direct, whether it's Wonderful 101 or 102 or Bayonetta. They should have been there with something, I think. Retro still hasn't shown up either, have they? No. And then be mad at Sega because Phantasy Star 2 is going to the Switch in Japanese in Japan.
Yeah.
Not here, though. Nowhere else in the world. I don't understand Sega's mentality. They need to stop messing with me and bring that game over.
Well, it's weird that clearly they understand the size and scale of that project. I mean, dedicating a very important final holiday Direct to it, and then being like, nah, America, you don't care about all this. You don't want all these super awesome blades and uppercutting robots. We'll just keep that over here. Don't worry about it. It's like, but I do care.
Yeah. So that's something that, all right. So the Switch is region free. So if you are one of the very fortunate people who can read Japanese, you can play Phantasy Star on your Switch. Yes, you can do it. I cannot, and I probably won't be able to learn it between now and when that comes out. But
dedication, my friend.
If there is any chance that they add an English option, I am buying that game and I'm going to play it on my Switch, even if it doesn't release here. Because there are some games on the Japanese eShop that have an English option, so you never know.
One of my good friends is fully fluent in Japanese. I think I'm going to try and get her to just bribe her to come over here for a day and just translate everything, just so I can see, like, okay, get me through the tutorial, explain what does this say R trigger does.
Oh man, so I was overall though good Direct, I'd say. I'm not really gonna put a number on it or anything. I would just say good Direct. It sounded like they still have more stuff to tell us in the coming months. I don't think we'll get anything else until, I think the next Direct will be January, maybe. That sound about right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then we'll probably see the release dates sprinkled throughout. We'll get like a release date randomly for Rocket League, I'm sure. You know, we'll get a random one for Stardew Valley that's like, hey, it's out next Tuesday kind of thing. And Octopath is up. Go download it. You can download it now. So I guess that's that. Overall, good show though. Good show. I think we had fun. Right. I think it was a good time. So.
My mouth was hanging open at several moments, and I learned a lot.
Good. Very good. Well, Max, Dreamcast guy, thanks for joining me. We had some fun.
Yeah, my pleasure as always. This is great.
Yes, and I'll look forward to what you think of Octopath when you do, I guess, a summary video.
I might do a summary video, or I might just like take the evening to sit down and really absorb it. We'll see. But go to my channel, check it out. Maybe I'll make a video. Maybe I won't.
Dreamcast guy, yes, go check him out. He also did the review on Metroid.
Oh yeah,
Samus Returns. Very good. Very exciting stuff. All right, guys. I guess with that, we're done here. Thanks for tuning in for the Direct with us. We had I think we had like 1,800 of you guys here, so we appreciate it. And we'll see you. I guess we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.